Most people think they're going to be good enough when they have the job title, when they have the salary that they expect. That's when they feel they would be good enough, and that's the biggest myth that's out there today. So I get how you think that, and I really do. I get why you think that. I'm going to explain why it's not true. So just before I get into that, welcome. Thanks for joining. If you're catching this live, then drop a hashtag live in the comments, or hashtag replay if you catch this on the replay. I'd love to see who's listening. All right, so why is it that most people think that you will be good enough once you have the job title, the salary that you expect to have, or that you've dreamed of having, the goal that you've set for yourself in your career, and that's when you're going to start feeling good enough? And yet it's the biggest myth that's out there. I get why you think this. I really truly do. Everyone says that once you've been that, you're going to be so happy, you're going to be so fulfilled, you're going to be have this amazing life when you've reached a specific job or a specific level of your career, because you have reached your potential, right? Everybody wants to reach their potential. And here's the thing though, it's super easy to believe. Yes, it's super easy to believe at the time that you've reached your potential that you're going to be good enough. But here's the thing, it might actually really truly be harming you more than it's doing you any good. Because as you're pursuing that to reach that good enough state by getting that job, getting that salary that you are wanting, you're most likely overworking. You are extremely stressed. You could be burning yourself out to achieve this feeling of being good enough by achieving something that's external to you, which is your salary, your job title, and your career. So let me ask you that. Do you know that everyone who has achieved what they wanted to be, do they feel good enough? Is there anyone that you can imagine that still doesn't feel good enough? Because there are at any good time of day. One of my clients, love her to death, and as a CFO, you'd think she's got it all, and yet she also still had this feeling of not being good enough. So even those people that you think are at the top, have created their career, or have made it where they are, that they want to be, they still have this feeling of not being good enough. So if you're going to continue doing this, you're going to keep holding on to that belief that the job and that salary is going to make you feel good enough, then you're going to be working way too much. You're going to be burning yourself out. So how can you really actually start feeling good enough? You can start by looking at where you are today. It's very simple. Where are you today, and what is making you happy? And really look inwards to yourself as to the things that you're doing really well, that you are really good at. Sometimes it doesn't even have anything to do with work related. Maybe you're being a great parent. Maybe it's you're being a great friend. Maybe it is that you're being a great support system in your community. Maybe you're a great volunteer. Those are all areas where you can and will be good enough. And if you can, what you do is you carry that feeling throughout. Other ways you can look at it is really looking at what are the stories that you're telling yourself. That's the second thing. Look at the stories you're telling yourself that make you feel like you're not good enough in the role that you're in. What is it about your job? What is it about the salary? What is it about, pulling your performance reviews? What is it that you need to hear that will allow you to feel good enough? Because there's a story that you're telling yourself about that. And when you can adapt and change the story, then that feeling goes away, and that will actually give you that long-term feeling of being good enough. So let me ask you, do you really want to keep thinking and keep acting from this space of that you will be good enough once you have a specific salary or job title, and of course with that comes the feeling of overworking, of stress, anxiety, possibly burning yourself out, or do you want to get the benefit of holding on to the fact that you are good enough right now with none of those external factors in place? And are you ready to make a change for that? And that's really the question. It's up to you. So if you're ready to make that change, listen to the few minutes before this as to what you should be doing. And otherwise, you're going to always click the link, kimhighmackers.com, and find out more.